Hey folks, welcome back to the FrostyWhiskers, and let me try and close my door. It may get incredibly hot in here closing the door, but it was banging against my chair, which was annoying. Some of you may not care about the real world, but the real world does exist. Right. Anyway, the goal for today, I believe we said, was to try and get the medium machine brain built. We almost have the science we need, which is awesome. We need many nanomachines, and we are working on that. We need possibly more gold bars. We have one gold bar in there, and we have, I think, one gold bar being processed. I'm not sure how it works with the fractional bars, and we've got two more. So we've got two in here, so that gives us, let's assume we've got three, which gives us access to 60 more nanomachines, which is technically enough. But we could make one more, which would give us another 50, which gives us access to some ability to repair our very small population of bots. So I think that's probably not a bad idea. So maybe once we've got a few more gold nuggets picked up, we'll do that. We have got some housing queued up to be built. In fact, if we build that last one, we could get those houses and we could increase the population. So that might be sensible. In a bit, I want to switch to the deluxe tents. I don't think they offer, I may be wrong, and Lapan, if you're watching, you can correct me. I think the only benefit they offer is that you can put 4 beavers in them. I think that's the only benefit. Whether they offer more in terms of cold, alleviation of cold effects, I don't know. But what they don't need is to be against a wall. We do have the despicable tent, which is a little tiny jobby. And I guess in theory, they maybe take up the same space, because I think this essentially takes up 4 squares and the despicable tent takes up 4 squares. But, you know. Anyway, we now have access to, we have some hungry beaver, but only mildly hungry. You're at -15. You're thirsty and hungry. Well, go get some frickin' food, dude. Anyway, we have access to, I've been using this menu a lot more in this mode, 20 beds. So we should adjust our rules, and I really should set this up better, but I haven't got around to it. So we are going to just do it this way with the old brute force approach. Is 6 pods enough to support 20 beavers? I'm not sure. We'll see. We do have food and snow and soup right next to most of the accommodation. Not this accommodation, although they can go right through here, I think. I think that maybe acts as a path. So we'll see. We'll see. I do need to adjust. I used Timprove to get a screenshot, and I hate the constant day. I know some people like it. It is not for me, folks. It is not for me. Yeah, it's not a feature that I enjoy personally. Did you ever build the log storage? I thought I put one in. I thought I planned to put one in, but maybe we never got it built. I'm questioning my sanity on that. Anyone? Anybody? Bueller? I'm going to jink that down as well, just so the paths are a little bit more efficient. Pathing and getting the bots quickly to and from the storage is a good idea. It's probably ultimately a good idea to put a network signal up here somewhere. I am just going to shortcut. No, I didn't put in a storage for logs. We should do that. Where should I put that? I also noticed at the end of the last video that this guy didn't have anything left to do, and that's because this is all done, so you can be paused, and that will speed up the route around here, which is good. It'll save a bit of time. So I think maybe there's one more tree to cut down over here. I don't think there's any more we want to cut down here, so I'm going to get rid of those while we fill a little bit of time. This guy is just busy, but you know, that's kind of how it works. And while we're so short of beavers, everyone is kind of busy. I'm going to run at triple speed actually, because we kind of want to get stuff done. I don't like playing this mode at triple speed, as in this mod. By mode is what I mean, because it is easy to make mistakes. So, I mean, if we go back in here, clean fur is a problem. I don't know if the beavers don't like visiting these. I mean, I guess we could have a quick look. No one seems to be visiting them. And whether it's that the workday is too long, let's go down to a 16-hour workday. See if it gives them more time to eat and clean their fur. And I guess maybe because we've got a bit, actually we've almost got the nanomachines. I was going to say maybe we could look at unlocking one of the campfires. But seeing as we are almost to the point where we have enough nanomachines, I'm not going to do that. You, dude, need to go back and get some network signal. Yeah, you really do. Go get network signal. Go get network signal. Thank you. We cannot afford for you to die. Actually, I'm going to eat this a little bit. And move all of these resources a little bit closer to home. There we go. Does that make me a bad person? Maybe. We need to keep the bots alive. You can go do some things though, Mr. Bot, please. That would be very good. So our beavers are currently dying of old age, which is kind of cool. I'd rather they did that than anything else. Breeding progress is kind of low. So, you know, it'd be nice if it was a little bit higher. Yeah, we've got enough iron bars to build that. So, and we've got 11. So I'm going to switch to doing some more gold, so that we can get beyond the 200 nanomachines. So I kind of like that, just so that we can keep, predominantly so we can keep the bot repairing going. Copper nuggets and ice blocks. So we're full on ice blocks. That's always good, because you know you're going to need those for building stuff. Copper nuggets. So once we've done the gold, we'll smelt some copper, I guess. It looks like they've done all the gold, so let's smelt some copper down. And that'll make some space for doing that. That's almost built, which is awesome. You do your thing. 205. I want to go a little bit past that, as said. We are on 2080 science. it would probably be nice to go a bit further beyond that. Although once we get the brain built, science accumulation is going to ramp up significantly. So, yeah. Let's unlock this beastie. Now, I don't think this one has a network signal. Let me just check. No. So there's no real benefit in us spacing it out particularly. There probably is benefit in it putting it next to a network signal. But equally, we probably want it close to the charger. So I think actually I'm going to put it here. So we've got everything else that we need. So let's put you there, and let's make it's really hard to click on. Hitbox is a bit weird, but I'm going to prioritize building that. And then we'll move the bot that's working in here over to here. Interesting that this is, I guess the bot's charging. Yeah, that's why it's not drawing power. So yeah, let's keep an eye on that. Watch that be built. And then yeah, we'll go to having no bot in this brain as well. We do need some science to start this brain up. So if we look at this guy, I click on this. You can't see it in here actually. If we look in here, this consumes 20 science an hour to generate 70 science an hour. So it's a net plus 50, but you need some science to start it, which is kind of cool. I kind of like it. The big brain is the same, I think. Or maybe not actually. No, big brain is not the same. My mistake. So yeah. But all the resources are in. We just need them to finish this guy. I think I will pause it once it's complete. Let the little brain generate. I've got 60 science. Actually, maybe not. Yeah. We'll see how much science we've got. I'm going to pause it momentarily once it finishes. Bosh. So that we can copy the rule, apply it to that. That should give us a spare beaver. Yep, and let's bung you in there. You consume some science, but you give us science. And we should net see our science start to race up. And now we want to get a little bit of a stockpile of nanomachines. And we have got some gold bars, so we can do that. We've got a bunch of copper done, so we can do a few more metal bars. That's good. Population's not really growing the way I would like it to. So I'm kind of thinking I do that sometimes, you know. I'm going to get rid of you. I'm going to put another one there and there. I'm going to delete those. I'm going to run a path along there, and we're going to duplicate a few more breeding pods. Now, it will take a while for them to come online, but I'm hoping that in a little bit of time, we will be way better. So we're already at 1.3 science. And what I think we'll look at doing next is unlocking the water wheel. So I think that will be a good move for where we need to go next. But we do probably need to focus on population. So, and we've almost already got the science. This medium brain, I have said to Lapan, I think it's a little bit overpowered. But I'm not sure. Maybe it's not. Anyway, medium water wheels. We need to run some. We've got 56 nano machines. Let's just let this finish. We'll let it finish the whatever it's running through, and then we'll stop. I would like, and we're consuming science as we do this. I guess the other thing we could do, because we're not actually building, we are building some stuff. Once we've built those, I'll pause the builder and put the builder into here. And I guess what we could do is super low prioritize it, because then the haulers might bring the resources over. Now it consumes it can hold a stupid amount of resources, which is kind of annoying. It's kind of annoying. But because it's going to hog all of our bad water and petroleum for a bit. But, you know, kind of is what it is. You just have to work around it. You are pretty much done with what we can process for now. But I think we need to focus on some resources for a bit. So what we need to focus on is maybe a few more hauling flags, because we've got the capacity for those. I'm going to make those low profile jobs. Logs wise, if you've got trees marked to cut, I'm going to go mark the ones out here, assuming they can reach them, and we'll cut down the dead trees, because that makes more sense to me. Which you can. Good stuff. Yeah. You are waiting on iron bars, so you're probably not going to get built. So let's pause you for a bit. You can go then do some... we need some more bad water. And how much bad water have we got? Not a lot. Okay. Dude is bad watering. Dude is petroleuming, hopefully. Yep. So we're going to get the reason we're making carbon fibers. And this is way more efficient than making them in the tent. So that's why I'm doing it that way. So we'll make a bunch of these. Because to make the power wheel, we need carbon fibers and plastic panes. So maybe it would make sense to have this running plastic panes, because we need more of those. We only need 6. So 6 times 4, 24. So if we can run a couple of cycles of these, we'll be good. So a little bit more petroleum. We'll let this cycle through, and then I'll pause it. And it'll give back the resources that it's pinched. And it'll be fine. We'll probably get the bot making explosives maybe then as well. Yeah. But that'll be cool. It's one of the things of balancing all of the resources and not having many bots at the moment. So actually we've got enough we've got enough science to make the bot tent. We just don't have the resources or the power really, because it's very power hungry. Which is why I want to upgrade the water wheels first. And have more population, because it does need a lot of beavers, ideally. So let's pause you now. These guys are making plastic panes, hopefully. We are out of pine resin, but they do have some pine resin, so they should get petroleum. So that'd be good. So let's start the process. Delete that, delete that. We have the gravity battery, which is kind of cool. We could go... No, we can't go all the way to the large water wheel, but if we waited a little bit, we could. Maybe we do, actually. Maybe we let this run for a bit and we go all the way to the large water wheel. So what that would mean is we need to build this guy. So put that there. And while we're waiting for that, let's make some more explosives, and obviously you make explosives from fish and petroleum because, you know, what else would you make explosives from? And that should help that ramp up. You must be almost done. You can't have much gold left. And that will stop us consuming science then, which will be good. You're waiting for petroleum because we are kind of low on petroleum, but I guess you'll keep making petroleum. So, you know, let's keep an eye on that. And yeah, I do run, as I said, this on slower speed. Just because, I don't know, it's so easy to make a mistake. Let's just have a quick look through our well-being. You're hungry, clearly. The bots are okay. They're on a nice level of durability. And we're at the point where we should soon, you know, be able to make the things we need to make. I just need you to keep making science, buddy. 7,000. Yep. We could throw you into the brain, the small brain, because we don't really need it building particularly. The other thing we could do is do some strip mining. So yeah, just stay in and make science, buddy. You know. I'm amazed this is still processing. I'm not sure where it's getting its gold from. Yeah, so our next goal is, well, 2 phases. Our power's dropping a little bit. This will kick in and top things up if we need it to. So that'll be okay. We're making explosives, which is cool. Yep. You're done. Awesome. So I'm going to put you for now in here to help ramp up our science production. Actually, I'm not. Copy there. Going to do some strip mining. Going to mine that out. And get some more metal parts so we can make some more metal bars, because I'm guessing the power wheels do need metal bars. So there is scrap metal on the map. I'm just a little bit nervous at the moment about pushing out to get it. We could cut trees. We could at the very least cut all the way through here. Bridge across here. This wouldn't be too difficult with excess power to extend a network signal out to here. Yeah, we're at 9.1 thousand science, which is really nice. We don't have a builder because I hadn't unpaused, so that's why he's not building anything. I guess we want him to do that first. So let's get him to build that. 24 plastic panes. That's good. And these conduct power in all directions. So as soon as we've got the science, we can put that power wheel on top. So that'll be cool. Yep. How are our beavers looking? Our fish supplies have got... Oh no, our fish supplies are fine. Our sad soup is a bit low. And we don't seem to have switched for some reason. because we're out of pine resin? Yeah, okay. I guess because we've used a bunch of pine. We're using all the pine resin in here. Yeah. That makes sense. If we had more beavers, I'd get another beaver pine resining. I mean, we've got 40 logs, so I guess we could unpause you. If they'd cut down that tree, I guess you're full as well, aren't you? Yeah. So let's make you prioritize pine resin and unpause you, and you can come pick some pine resin maybe. And we've got the 10,000 science. We've got 11,000 science. So let's let it run on a little bit further. And oh, that's annoying. That's annoying. We're going to have to move our path. Now, we're not super short of resources, so I don't think it's, you know, a huge issue. So let's not do that. Do we unlock a bridge? It's 500 science. Yeah, let's unlock a bridge. Path. Let's plug that across there. And then we'll have to move all of these, obviously, which is a thing, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Get yourself some power, please, dude. Right. We've got 29 plastic panes. I forgot they were much bigger. They take up 5, don't they? So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We might need to move it, actually. I should build from this end. Delete. I mean, I guess actually I could stick one right on the end. So let's work from this end. We're about to completely nuke our power grid, but that's fine. You know. Yes. And let's prioritize the build of that, actually. So then 1, 2, 1, 2. So it would go there, I believe. Power. Yeah. So, we got one there. Power. You there. Get rid of you. So let's use the prioritization tool to prioritize all of the components of that. That's got a lot of stuff in it. It appears to actually be reachable. So, you know. Okay. And our power grid is going to be very unhappy at the moment. Yay for batteries. But as we get stuff built, it should sort itself out. Should sort itself out. So it's to 16 beavers. That's good. Yeah, I think we need to focus on getting this stuff done. We're back up to 3,000 science nearly. We've got 93 explosives, so you can be paused. And we'll get another builder beaver going. Yep. Let's get you built. We need 9 iron bars. That is going to be a problem. Right. Bosh. Were there iron bars in this rubble? If there were, they've picked them up and probably are on their way to bring them over. So, you know, that's a thing. Let's get you done. Let's get you paused and working on iron bars. I wish you could tell them to pick up one type of rubble, but you can't, as far as I'm aware. That is prioritized, so they'll do that. Yeah. At least we have the engine, folks. At least we have the engine. Pine resin's going back up, which is good. You are bringing over iron bars. We need 5 more, so, you know. And these guys are going to start working on iron barrage, which is good, you know. Snow situation's pretty good. We could have you pause if the snow was full, but we've actually got some spare beavers now, which is kind of nice. Maybe we unpause you as well, and get you to prioritize pine resin as well. You will respect my priority. It's a shame we can't get the haulers to pick this stuff up. Go get some signal, dude. 3 more iron bars. Okay. Yeah. Still got plenty of logs, which is fine. Science is back up to 5,000, so we could unlock the robot tent, but I'm not going to yet. We just need a whole lot of iron bars, but I think this should generate a decent amount of power on its own. Yeah. You know, why are you standing there? Pick all this stuff up, dudes, you know? These guys needs materials to work with. You should be constantly busy picking stuff up. Yay, so this is now generating on its own 800 HP. So yes, was worth building. Do recommend. So we now, hopefully they will build some of this stuff, you know. I'll probably pick up some of this stuff. And yeah, the medium brain just changes everything. And I think, personally, I think the balance on this is slightly off. I think this number should be slightly smaller. It is my opinion. They are, you know, like a-holes. We all have them. Some people pay to listen to mine because they're weird. But yeah, that's rapidly refilled that, which is cool. We are restockpiling that. Refilling those, which is good. What does this need? We've got everything we need to build the bridge, folks. Building bridges is good, you know. We're going to duplicate this and just bung it there because it has rules associated with it. Go get some network signal, buddy. Good man. We definitely do need to think about bunging network signal here somewhere. Yeah, somewhere here. Let's look at running that in the long term. Let's use a few iron bars to build that, which kind of sucks, but you know, we'll be okay. Right, that's in. So let's delete all of that. Delete you, delete you, delete you. Put that there. Grab you. Put you there. Grab an lumberjack. Put you there and there. And delete you. And make sure they get built. Because we really, really need the pine resin to be refilled. So we're up to 17 beavers. Snow levels are fine. Food is fine. Could do with just this freaking thing running. Is it going to let me? Yep, it's going to let me sad soup. That's good. And we've got more of these running now, which is also good. I'd rather have loads of them and have them pause than not have enough. Right. So we need more strip mining done. So let's put in another couple of those because we can't build another power. It was 9. Do we get 7 if we delete that? No. So we do need some more strip mining. We need some metal parts to build that as well. So, you know. Strip mine away, beavers. Strip mine away. Let's give them an path. Although, I don't know why they don't do it from down here. You may as well be running on copper for now. And I'm not going to start extending the network out this way, but, you know. Did I mark the wrong? I did. So I think actually we're going to, as annoying as it's going to be, and especially now I've deleted the building that had the rules attached to it for the gathering, but hey, we can just come over here, go duplicate, and then come in here and edit. Nope, I grabbed. Of course, I grabbed the one that didn't have rules. Copy, Bosch, and of course it's the one that had. Of course, it has the wrong rules. Edit, delete, create. District stock of pine resin. Where are you? I'm not sorry. I am really. That was awful. 50. Pause, save, duplicate, invert script. 30. Save and close. And I'm going to put a few of those guys in, and I'm just going to make you high priority because a couple of them were low priority. Let's prioritize building those because they're pretty much instant. Then we'll let them come and put the rest of those in, then we'll delete them, and then we'll make some more thingies. But actually our power grid is fine off of just one of these, but I'd like a bit more because we're looking at putting in something that's going to burn 500 HP. So what resources do we need for this? We need not that much actually. A few more carbon fibers. We've got the ice blocks. The only thing we need is more iron bars. So I think that if we resolve our I mean, actually our power generation is not too bad. So then that's 1, 2, that's 1, 2, so it makes no difference really. I'm going to start looking at extending a network signal out so that we can send a bot out to do construction out here. And I'm going to try and get the beavers to focus on cutting down the trees that we need them to, so that we can extend the path, so that we can get scrap metal, because we can make the iron bars from scrap metal as well as metal parts. And that is causing us an issue currently. So, you know, let's try and resolve that issue, folks. Right, so I believe if I now go here, that should be powered, because the bridge should be powered. Having done this once before, this should get finished now and help with some of our issues. And you'll notice there's a nice big spot here. And the thing we're going to build is big. Look at that. Almost like we planned it. Come on. Let's finish building this and try and resolve our range problem. There we go. That should help with some of that. I want to get that finished to check that that resolves that issue. I've lost my mouse. There we go. We've got metal parts now, so you can go back to making iron bars, please. And we needed, if I delete you, I get 2 back. And I think it was 9, wasn't it? Anyone? Anyone? Yeah. So we need to have 7 stored up. If we can get that, that'd be lovely. Thank you, beavers. 3 more. So it says that needs power. So why is that not transferring power like I believed it would? Lapan? I'm confused. I thought these transferred power. Or is it only the bigger ones? Yeah, I'm confused, Mr. Lapan. I guess what we'll do is that. Not a problem, but yeah, I'm slightly confused by that. You are full. You are not full yet. Not a huge problem, but I've got 12 now. Nice. Let's get rid of you. Duplicate you. Bung you. Why can't I bung you there? Because that's in the way. No problem. Duplicate you. Put you there. Get rid of you as well. And let's prioritize the build of that. Thank you. Bots. We have some spare beavers now as well, which is nice. So the bot tent uses up to 10 bots. The more bots you have, or sorry, 10 beavers. The more beavers you have, the quicker they build it. And they do get a negative trait out of it. So, yeah. How are we looking? We're still not getting many going for the clean fur at the moment. Maybe we need an even shorter working day. Not sure. Not sure. So we can now path all the way to here. And because we have lots of... Okay, so these ones don't. It's these ones where they start to say, they start to mention power. Yeah, okay. My mistake. So we'll do 2 of those. And then run a power connection through here. Through there. And then I'm going to put in power robot buildings. And I'm going to put you there. And I'm going to prioritize this and all of that. And then we're going to mark some more trees to be cut. We're only going to cut down, we're going to focus on cutting down the dead ones. There we go. So yeah, I want to get the bots to focus on building the network stuff. How are we doing for power now? 1600 HP. Nice. And hopefully, have I put this in the right place? I don't think I have. I think the bridge is in the wrong place. So what I think we'll do is we'll then unlock the smaller one, and we'll just put one of the smaller ones in, because the power grid is now more than sufficient for what we need. Yeah. We do need some more of these guys. As the population, I'm going to unpause you for a bit. As the population has grown, I'm going to grab... Oh, I'm going to build first some bad water storage next to this guy. And I think we might want some more petroleum storage. Let's put a petroleum storage next to it as well. And we'll up the amount of both that we produce, I think. Yeah. And I'm going to pause the 2 bridges for now. And I'm going to prioritize that. Hopefully we can work out getting enough carbon fibers to run this guy for a bit. Let's pause you. Let's unpause you, and we'll try and get that going. But yeah, I think ideally we want to be storing a lot more. Words. A lot more words. Definitely storing a lot more words. No, storing a lot more. Let's pause you. Let's unpause you, and we will duplicate you and put another one there. We want to be storing a lot more oil and bad water. Now, I think there is a large bad water pump that we can make, but we want more. Yeah, that needs some carbon fibers. So we need to make some carbon fibers first before we can improve our bad water production. There is a robotic bad water pump, but we need a whole bunch of resources to build that as well. So we need a bit of a consolidation phase very soon. Yeah. Ice blocks. Ice blocks. Okay. You are doing plastic panes, but we've got loads of those. So I think you can be paused. Actually, we've got a lot of rock, so you could do the mountain salt for a bit. You can do copper. We are going to need some metal parts and stuff to build that. So we're going to need to do a bit more strip mining. Are you running yet? Have you run yet? No. You should run any moment, I think. If you've got everything that you need, I'm guessing your bot is in repair. Yeah, okay. So when the bot comes back, you should run. I guess we maybe try and run a couple of cycles if we can get all of the petroleum, because that'd be good. But yeah, then let's put in another bad water flag over here. And let's prioritize the build of that. Right, you have done one cycle. I'd kind of like you to do another cycle, please. Let's get that built so we can get some more logs going on. Yep, you're building that, which is fine. Probably going to build that. Yep, then you're going to start building that, which is fine. Yep, all okay. I found getting high well-being with the beavers really quite tricky. I guess we could unlock the campfire and throw in a couple of those. That'll help. Actually, if I was more careful with where I place those, heat, campfire, go down here. Nope, 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 nope. Let's go up here. Yeah, let's do one there and one there. We can make use of the heat that comes out of them. Right, you're building that now. Good stuff. Iron bars. Don't think we have enough iron bars, so, you know. Yeah, you're building that now. Good. You're probably going to stock that up. You can be paused now. It's going to give back all of the bad water, which is fine. You're building the petroleum tank, which is fine, which means we'll be able to increase the amount of petroleum we can store to 100. And I'm going to increase you to be 85. Save script. You to be 70. Because we've got enough beavers now that I think we can just have this running continuously with how much power we're generating. Yeah. So they should get to work putting those in, doing all of that. That just needs one more iron bar. So if we get some metal parts, we can get that done. We're just replacing all of the copper. I think that's from a Disney movie. If we get those ever cut out, I'll put another gravity battery here. And we'll probably rarely be short of power then. I say rarely, I'm not going to say never because, you know, things are growing and never say never and all that, you know. So hopefully we're making mountain salt as well now, which will give us a little bit of a well-being boost for some of the beavers. There's some stuff we don't have access to yet. You'll notice books, scarves, snow goggles, radio. I think these are things that Lapan plans for the future. Yeah. we've got some metal parts coming in, so let's switch to the iron bars. We have this in now, so we can think about building bridges. The other thing that I like to put in next to one of the charging points once I put it in is next to the control thing is a charging station. Because that way, when we're doing a remote project, the bots don't have to go all the way back to charge. And it's next to a network tower, so they're kind of multi-functioning. So I think that's generally kind of good. Right, that's up and running, so that's awesome. So now we need to start stockpiling iron bars for the robot building, which is under here. No, it's under tents, because it's a tent, because bots work in it. I think that's the logic. But I think we could do with running a few gold bars to be able to make some more nano machines. Yeah. Population is up to 20, which is awesome. If we had some more carbon fibers, I think I would put in another snow dude, but we've actually got quite a lot of snow. We're actually a lot better off for food and stuff. So that's good. We're going to get these prioritized by haulers when they actually get built. That just needs logs to be brought over, so that should be fine. And once they've processed all of the gold nuggets, which they should do soon, we'll get one of the beavers in working on words. Working on one of the bots working on nano machines. That's what I was trying to say. Right, so we've got tents now, and I think the campfires, which gives them a bonus. And we're also going to clear some squares here. And we have the option of starting to plant trees or starting to plant food. And I think I'm going to start planting a few trees. I'm just going to save the game because I have had some issues with some of the flags. And I think we'll adjust the pathing a little bit here. So let's run that down there and then delete you and delete you. And then I'm just going to save it again now. I've made that little change. Save, right, and flags and forester flag. There we go. And then plant trees, birch trees. Because this gives off a little bit of heat, it also gives off, it melts snow. Means we can plant some trees around it. Some of those are not in plantable area. But, it means we can start growing some wood, which is kind of cool. Right. How are we doing with our bridges? Our bridges are built, which means we can path over here. Flags. Scrap metal flag. We've got 8 spare beavers, so I'm going to throw in a whole bunch of them. I'm going to build a storage here for scrap metal set to supply. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to build a pile over here. Just here. For scrap metal set to obtain. We're going to use haulers. We're going to prioritized by haulers. We're gonna prioritize the build of all of those. And that'll be cool. And that'll stop the problem that we've got of not having enough iron bars, hopefully. And I'm actually going to put in another tent as well. And we've actually got the carbon fibers to build that. So, and you're going to be set to scrap metal. You've processed all of those, so you can do a few more of the copper. You need logs. Okay. We have no logs. Okay. Fair enough. To get all of those guys working then. You need a gold nugget. Okay. You've got a gold nugget, so you can be built. You need logs. That's fine. You need nothing. You are too far from a district. Okay, I'm clearly missing a piece of path. There we go. Right. Cool. So we've now got 7 of those. So let's let them do the bits of building that we need them to do over here quickly. Get that done. We can have a bunch of beavers come over and do this. Start ripping all of this out. That's almost done. Awesome. Cool. Right. So now we're going to pause you. We're going to unpause you. Unpause you. Excellent. And we then want to build you, which needs logs, which we're working on getting, which we've got. Brilliant. Right, I guess the last thing that we want to do, or I'm going to do, is come in here and automate district stock scrap metal greater than 1, pause, save. District capacity, scrap metal, 1, save, script, Control C, Control V times 0.95, save, discard, close, duplicate, invert, 0.8, save, oh, no. Say, no, still want it to be greater than. Save, invert, yep. Save and close. Copy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. Doing good. Trees are growing. We want to come in here and ready to plant. Greater than or equal to 1. Resume, save, duplicate, invert, save and close. Awesome. Everyone go eat, please. A bunch die of old age, that's fine. We have a bunch of hungry beavers, and we have a bot with now to do at the moment. So I think I'm going to have him pause and make explosives for a bit. Because I'd like to put in another oil well, because we seem to be struggling to keep up with our oil demand or our petroleum demand. So, yeah, I'm going to do that. But that needs 50 explosives, and we've only got 80, so more would be more gooder. These guys are scrap metaling hard. You can switch to scrap metal as well. Do we need both of them running? Not really, but, you know, it'll probably help. Because I'd like to get caught up on that. But, folks, that is going to be it for around 32,000 science. How much do we need for... We can unlock almost everything now, I think. So I'm going to unlock the large machine brain. I'm going to unlock the bot tent. We just have the dirt excavator and the mine and some of the well-being stuff to unlock. The machine brain is actually quite a big building project to the large one to run. So although we've unlocked it, it doesn't mean we're in a position to deal with it yet. We've got a lot of building to do and a lot of time. So yeah, we are not done yet by any means. But the priority next will be this guy, which means increasing our ability to produce stuff primarily. So I think once we get to 100 explosives, we'll put in the next petroleum or oil drill. That will allow us to increase our production of carbon fibers. We should be... No, we might as well pause you. We should be producing now a lot more words. Words are hard. We should be able to now consistently produce iron bars, which is good. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, folks. And thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. If you're interested in any of that, there's the button underneath the video if you want to join the YouTube bit. Or there's a link for Patreon. Patrons get access to the videos slightly early. And yeah, all completely optional, obviously. And your comments, etc., down below are always welcome. And I will see you next time.